Most people over 60 think losing strength is just part of aging. But the truth is, it's not that. It's actually a slow loss of muscle tension and stability, and it's quietly making your body weaker, stiffer, and more fragile every day. And if you ignore it, it only gets worse. But here's the good news. There's a simple way to rebuild strength without lifting weights, without going to the gym, and without putting stress on your joints. And today, I'll show you exactly how. Here's what's really happening. As you get older, your muscles don't just shrink, they lose their ability to stay engaged. This leads to stiffness, weakness, poor balance, and even joint pain. And most people try to fix it by doing random exercises, walking more, or even avoiding movement entirely. But that actually makes things worse because it doesn't rebuild deep strength. Over time, this leads to instability, fatigue, and a higher risk of falls or injuries. And that's why so many people feel like their body is breaking down. But this isn't a new problem. In fact, ancient Shaolin practitioners understood this centuries ago. Instead of lifting heavy weights, they used isometric holds, controlled positions that build strength without movement. And this approach develops deep muscle activation, joint stability, and total body control, without damaging your body. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 simple Shaolin isometric holds that help you rebuild strength, improve balance, and protect your joints. All without weights, and all from the comfort of your home. Exercise 1. Horse stance. The first thing you need to understand is this: most people over 50 don't realize that leg strength is the true foundation of independence. And once it starts to decline, everything else begins to follow. You might notice that getting up from a chair feels slower than it used to, or that standing for longer periods causes discomfort in your knees or lower back. Simple daily movements like walking upstairs or bending down can suddenly feel like effort instead of something automatic. Now here's where most people go wrong: they start avoiding using their legs altogether. They sit more, they move less, and they believe that rest will somehow protect their body. But that's exactly what accelerates the weakness. When your leg muscles aren't challenged, they lose their ability to support your joints, and your body starts relying on weaker patterns of movement, which increases strain and instability over time. Here's why this matters. When the large muscles in your legs stop working properly, your balance suffers, your posture collapses, and your risk of falling increases. But there's a better way to fix this, and it doesn't require weights or intense workouts. It's called the Shaolin horse stance, and it's one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to rebuild strength. To do it, stand with your feet wider than your shoulders, then slowly bend your knees as if you're lowering yourself into an invisible chair. Keep your back straight, your chest lifted, and your gaze forward. Your thighs don't need to be perfectly parallel to the ground at first. What matters is that you feel your muscles engage and hold that position. Make sure your knees are tracking over your toes and not collapsing inward, and keep your weight evenly distributed through your feet. At first, this position might feel uncomfortable, and that's normal. Start by holding it for just 10 to 20 seconds. As your strength improves, gradually increase your time. Exercise 2, wall sit. The next thing you need to understand is this: endurance in your legs is just as important as strength, and without it, even simple activities can leave you feeling tired and unstable. You might notice that after standing for a while, your legs begin to shake, or that you feel the need to sit down more often than before. This isn't just about aging, it's about your muscles losing their ability to sustain effort over time. Now here's where most people go wrong. They either ignore this completely or they try to fix it by doing movements that are too fast or too intense. They might walk more or try quick exercises, but they never train their muscles to hold steady under tension. And that's exactly what your body needs. When your muscles can't maintain stability, your joints take on more stress, and that leads to discomfort and fatigue. Here's why this happens. Your body is designed to rely on muscle endurance to support posture and movement, but when that endurance fades, everything becomes harder. The better way to fix this is with a simple but effective exercise called the wall sit. To do it, stand with your back against a wall and slowly slide down until your knees are bent and your thighs are at an angle that feels manageable. Keep your back flat against the wall and your feet planted firmly on the ground. Your knees should be aligned over your ankles, not pushed too far forward. Once you're in position, hold it. You'll begin to feel your muscles working almost immediately, and that's exactly what you want. Start with a hold of 15 to 20 seconds, and as you build endurance, increase it gradually to 30 seconds, then 45, and eventually up to a minute or longer. Make sure you keep breathing and avoid tensing your shoulders or leaning forward. If you feel sharp pain in your knees, come out of the position and reset. This is about controlled effort, not pushing through discomfort. Now, out of everything we've covered so far, this next one is the most important, because it directly affects your balance and fall prevention. And almost nobody is doing it correctly. Exercise 3, single leg stand. Now, the next thing you need to understand is this: balance is one of the first abilities to decline with age, but it's also one of the most important to maintain. You might notice small signs, like needing to hold on to something while putting on your shoes, or feeling slightly unsteady when turning quickly. These are early signals that your balance system needs attention. Now here's where most people go wrong. They ignore these signs until a fall or close call forces them to take it seriously. Or they try to improve balance by rushing through movements without control. But balance isn't about speed, it's about stability and awareness. Here's why this matters: balance depends on coordination between your muscles, joints, and nervous system. When one part isn't working properly, your body struggles to stay steady, and that increases your risk of falling. The better way to fix this is with the single leg stand, a simple but powerful exercise that retrains your body to stabilize itself. To begin, stand near a wall or a sturdy surface for support. Shift your weight onto one leg, then slowly lift the other foot off the ground. Keep your standing leg slightly bent, your posture upright, and your gaze focused on a point in front of you. At first, you may only be able to hold this position for a few seconds, and that's completely fine. The goal is not perfection, it's control. Start with 10 seconds on each leg, then gradually increase to 20, 30, and beyond as your balance improves. If you lose stability, gently place your foot down and reset. Over time, your body will begin to adapt, and you'll feel more confident standing on one leg. Now this next part is important: avoid holding your breath or tensing your body. Stay relaxed and breathe naturally. This allows your nervous system to learn and adjust more effectively. And this is where many people accidentally make things worse. They rush through balance exercises instead of controlling them. Exercise 4, plank hold. The next thing you need to understand is this: your core is not just about your abs, it's the central support system for your entire body, and when it becomes weak, everything else is affected. You might notice lower back discomfort, poor posture, or a feeling of instability when you move. These are often signs that your core isn't providing the support your body needs. Now here's where most people go wrong. They either ignore their core completely or they try exercises that involve too much movement and strain. But what your body really needs is controlled, steady engagement. Here's why: your core muscles are designed to stabilize your spine and transfer strength between your upper and lower body. When they aren't working properly, other areas compensate, leading to pain and inefficiency. The better way to fix this is with the plank hold, a simple but highly effective isometric exercise. To begin, position yourself on the floor with your forearms resting on the ground and your elbows aligned under your shoulders. Extend your legs behind you and lift your body so it forms a straight line from your head to your heels. Engage your core by gently tightening your abdominal muscles, and avoid letting your hips sag or rise too high. Keep your neck neutral and your gaze down. At first, hold this position for 10 to 15 seconds, focusing on maintaining proper form. As you build strength, increase your time gradually to 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and eventually longer. Make sure you breathe steadily and avoid holding your breath. If you feel strain in your lower back, it's a sign to reset your position. Now this next part is important. Quality matters more than duration. A shorter hold with good form is far more effective than a longer hold with poor alignment. Over time, this exercise will strengthen your core, improve your posture, and reduce strain on your back. You'll find that everyday movements feel more stable and controlled. Exercise 5, Shaolin Standing Post. Finally, the most important thing you need to understand is this: true strength doesn't always come from movement, sometimes it comes from stillness. This is something most people overlook completely. You might think that if you're not moving, you're not building strength, but that's not true. In fact, controlled stillness can activate your muscles in a deeper and more sustainable way. Now here's where most people go wrong. They underestimate simple exercises because they don't feel intense at first. But that's exactly why they work. Here's why: when you hold a position without movement, your body is forced to engage multiple muscle groups at once, creating a balanced and stable structure. The better way to experience this is through the Shaolin Standing Post, also known as Zhan Zhuang. To begin, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and your knees slightly bent. Raise your arms in front of you as if you're gently holding a large ball or hugging a tree. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your chest open, and your spine aligned. Your hands should be at chest level, with your fingers relaxed. Once you're in position, simply hold it. Focus on your breathing and allow your body to settle into the posture. At first, this may feel easy, but after a short time, you'll begin to feel a deep engagement throughout your body. Start with 30 seconds to a minute, and gradually increase your time as you become more comfortable. Now this next part is important. Don't tense up unnecessarily. The goal is to find a balance between effort and relaxation. Breathe slowly and let your body adjust naturally. Over time, this practice will improve your posture, increase your internal strength, and enhance your body awareness. It may look simple, but it's incredibly powerful. With consistent practice, you'll feel more grounded, more stable, and more connected to your body. This is not just about physical strength, it's about control, balance, and longevity. So today, we covered 5 powerful Shaolin isometric holds. The horse stance, wall sit, single leg balance, plank hold, and standing post. These simple steps can help you rebuild strength, improve stability, and move with confidence again. You don't need complicated routines. You don't need heavy weights. You don't need to push through pain. You just need the right approach and consistency. Now I'd like to hear from you. Which of these holds felt the most challenging? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more simple methods to stay strong and active after 50, make sure you subscribe and stay with us.